We actually saw headlines cross just a few minutes ago from Verizon's CEO saying he is confirming that the company is interested in partnering with AOL. Tell us more.
Yeah, I think they're interested in partnering with companies,
yes,
not just AOL, and in fact, it's something we'd heard as well. They've had discussions with a number of different companies about getting into the ad tech game. And why would Verizon be interested in doing this? Well, Verizon is more interested in mobile video. In other words, being able to watch video on your phone and maybe bundling in something like that with a Verizon wireless monthly subscription. It's similar to what AT&T has talked about when AT&T made its big bet to buy DirecTV. If you heard Randall Stevenson and Mike White, the CEO of AT&T and DirecTV, they talked a lot about mobile video as driving that transaction. They see the next wave of being this idea that everyone's watching on all their devices, and maybe we can pair content with distribution. So programmatic advertising allows Verizon to potentially make some money off this mobile video product.
Paul, why don't you talk a bit about the point that Alex just made? The key here is advertising technology. Why?
Yeah, it's the way advertising is bought and sold on the internet. If you think back to the traditional media, whether it's a newspaper or a radio ad or a TV ad, a salesperson came into an advertiser's office and they negotiated a price and they bought and sold an ad. That doesn't happen nearly as much on the internet because there's so much advertising inventory that a lot of these ads are bought and sold in increasing amount electronically on exchanges.
Programmatic ad buying.
Exactly. And it's become a bigger and bigger and bigger piece of the total ad buying market, and it's going to continue to get bigger. And AOL, Tim Armstrong, has actually made some big investments in its own programmatic advertising platform, and I think that, as Alex reported, is one of the main things I think Verizon is interested in as they think about getting into the internet advertising business, particularly mobile video.
So for people that aren't as familiar with AOL, it really is made up of three different segments at this stage. There's programmatic advertising technology, there's media content like Huffington Post and TechCrunch and Engadget, and then there's the old membership business, the dial-up modem, and people that have just been subscribing to this and having it on their credit card
All
for months.
Verizon cares about is #1 on that list of
So number one they care about, number two they don't care about, number three actually is, in essence, the same business that Verizon is in. You sell broadband distribution to someone and make money off of it. So theoretically, Verizon could just take that business, help start winding it down over the years, and maybe converting some of those dial-up subscribers to Verizon broadband use, or at least Verizon dial-up service, DSL, through time.
Yeah, and I think, if you're AOL, Tim Armstrong has done a tremendous job here at this company. Just a few years ago, AOL was left for dead. He's done a couple of things since then. He's monetized their patent portfolio for over $1 billion, which no investor really had that in their valuation. And secondarily, he's actually begun to turn around the core business. We've had several quarters of advertising growth, something we haven't seen at Yahoo, for example. So I think Tim Armstrong's done a good job here. This may be an opportunity for him to kind of be a swan song for the AOL story, potentially.
You've Got Mail, one of my favorite movies.
I want to use this opportunity to shift to a related topic because it has to do with another CEO who maybe not be running a company that's been left for dead, but which appears to be falling further and further behind its competitors, and that's Charlie Ergen and Dish coming out with this product announcement yesterday, Sling TV, that is effectively going to take ESPN over the top, which is to say outside of a cable bundle, something that
it just seems it would be unheard of.
A few weeks ago, we thought was completely
I'll give Joe Clayton his due. He's technically the CEO of Dish. Charlie runs the company, though. He's the real CEO, of course, Eric, and the chairman of the company. So, yeah, Dish, another company in mobile video, is just what we were talking about, which is the idea that if you're the next wave of television isn't getting video to your TV set. It's watching on your phone, watching on your mobile device, and that's what this is in essence. Dish doesn't need to install a satellite in your house anymore, which costs them $800+ per person. Instead, they can just feed you a bunch of channels, 12 channels for $20 a month to begin with. And this is the slow progression of the unbundling of cable. Now I compare my $20 a month Dish service with my $7.99 Netflix service, with my Hulu, with my HBO Go service starting this year, and I can cobble together something for around $50 a month, and I don't need to buy a big cable bundle.
Can I just say, doesn't that get super complicated with bundling this and that? Like, how about the
That's
pleasure?
The cable company's argument.
But how about the pleasure of just sitting down on your couch, picking up your remote and watching TV.
And
Hulu Plus, this one. Like, I just want to watch Orange is the New Black and call it a day.
And there are 100 million households in the U.S. that still do that, and are likely going to do that for a long period of time, because one of the key issues is there is value in the bundle, but it's not the value that maybe we're thinking about. It's really the value of the broadband access that these cable companies deliver. That's really the value. When you pair that with the video, you know, that's a pretty compelling offer.
Furthermore, the people who are going to continue subscribing to the cable bundle are not necessarily the people whom Ergen and Dish are going after. They're going after the millennials, Stephanie.
Absolutely.
These people whom you love to worship, the people who can handle multiple,
like they're so much younger than me.
social
I
media
understand
accounts.
who they are.
If you can manage, right, activity on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, etc. Why
watch
can't
Game
you?
of Thrones and
Why
Bravo.
Why can't you subscribe to like 2 or 3 over-the-top services? I think they can handle it.
And also, Stephanie, to your point, if you just want to watch Orange is the New Black and call it a day, then just sign up for Netflix and cut everything else, right?
Well, that's not true,
really,
because Real Housewives do have a place in the house, obviously.
Fair enough. Right.
I mean, do you think this is going to happen? What do you think of it?
I think this is the one of the first threads pulling out of the bundle, and I think this is going to be something that we're going to see over time, the breaking down, fraying on the edges, if you will, of the bundle, simply because that's where consumers are going. Consumer behavior is changing, has begun to change. People are consuming more and more of their content on mobile devices outside of the bundle, and the content owners recognize this, and they're trying to figure out business models where they can replicate, you know, if not most, all of the economics that they're enjoying right now with the bundle.
Themselves.
It's a very big risk for them.
What's going to happen to as seen on TV ads?
Well, you know.
It's where the tiger dog picks all his gifts for me.
As
God.
on an iPad.